Peace. I guess it'd be good if you could speak. Peace and great things. Hmm. When I was a little girl, there was a group called the Talking Heads, and there was a character called Max Headroom, and there were also allusions to talking heads, like people just talking all the time, which of course is inspiration for both of those. With no real substance, just making a whole bunch of noise. And honestly, that's what social media feels like. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the different places where talking is happening, and oftentimes deep, deep connection isn't happening. And not because there's not good things being said sometimes, but because community requires connection and peace. So I wasn't going to post videos. I was just be like, no, I'm good. I don't need it. But I'm posting this video to say sometimes it's necessary to shut up, which is counterintuitive, right? But I want to share with you some of the places where I'm seeing that myself. So this is my herb garden. And so you're not going to see me, but you can see the herbs. This is my herb garden. And one of the reasons that I say it's important sometimes, it's important to have space where you can just be hey, is because nothing moves when it's impossible to rush process, impossible to rush the meditation, and the journey, whatever. So, of course, this basil plant, oh, it smells so delicious. When it was bought, it was like this, and you see how it continues to flower, continues to get big, and all those things. This romaine was actually romaine we had eaten, and then we were like, well, let's plant it. Let's let it grow some more. Let's keep that, and it's growing. The sage, thyme, these weeds that I control, this is expanding at seconds, but it's still growing. These are all peppers that I intend to thin out, but I can't thin them until they grow to a place where they are mature enough to eat. If I try to carry that out right now, I will kill and then I can't share them, and then they won't be able to fulfill their purpose. So again, these are all less about rush, trying to push them to be what they need to be before they are ready, which includes us. My daughter makes this joke. It's not really good. Like, I love her. Uh, it's just a great time to get brought to support after we finish coming. And we're like, well, let's roll. May as well not often we can go it again. I'm going to take you on my garden. I'll go back to that joke that my daughter said about me that I know is also her joking me about wisdom. But let's look at some other things and some other places where the process can't be rushed. I really hope you let's try it another way. Let's do this. Okay. Better. Okay, so this is part of our garden. And in this garden, there are weeds. There's also honeydew plants that have been planted, lots of seeds that are taking off, but I can't do anything with them like this until they are big enough to show me that they can be moved and be shared. This kale has exploded. The tomatoes that are three different kinds have not become as rich and deep as they're going to yet. These either. And the process can't be rushed. There were also some peppers back there that unfortunately didn't seem to take off, but there's some on the porch. So let me show you something else. So my daughter, I said something to her one time about trying to get her to take care of herself. And I said, you need to drink some water, get outside, get some sun, put your feet in the earth. And she actually said this advice back to me, joking, saying, you act like we're all plants. And I said, because you are. So So even this tree, this big old grandiose, beautiful, gorgeous tree that sits so high now, I mean, I can't even catch the top of it, um, was a tree that I picked up in the grocery store with my children. I was with my children and some of their friends and another mama, and we were in the store, and the tree that was here had fallen over and broken. And so the tree that I bought was probably as big as one of these branches. It was not. It was not as large and magnificent as it is now. And we have had a couple years with this pear tree where the first year, I think it was just little and it grew. The second year, we actually got some pears. The third year, because we are now well without, we're probably in the sixth year of it. So forget the first year, second year, third year. The first year started producing. We got some pears because it took a few years for it to even get big enough to produce. So the first year that it started producing, we were excited. We were like, "Oh, look, we're getting all these pears." And then that changed. And the second year, the pears got some sort of sickness that stopped them from producing and doing well. Uh, and then I was like, well, I talked to you all about cattle pears, and they're trees that have pears and they're not with pears in my neighborhood. And they're praised here because they look nice, but they don't really have a purpose. And besides causing difficulty for the other plants around. So when that happened to our pears, I was like, well, maybe we will get this. And then this year, this this tree decided to grow the most amazing bounty of fruit. So when the end of the harvest season comes, we'll have so many to share. But that could be rushed. And there was no way to look at this tree and know or push or give it more fertilizer, water. So we're quiet. Being quiet is very important. My children, but on this, I'm the that eating them. So let's see what if they were producing all year, that's impossible. They need time to be still. They need time to grow. They need time to absorb nutrients. They need time to let the parts of them that were not necessary fall off and feed the parts of them that will grow and continue to flourish and be of benefit to themselves and to other animals, other plants. So even here, and then these required rain, and you've heard all of the analogies for rain, but they required more time. So all these beautiful little figs, I'd watched two figs pop up, and then they disappeared because there wasn't enough rain and it was too cold. And then we had a beautiful spring week of just rain, and they came back. And the figs will also need some love from some wasps to make them fully form and get bigger. And even here, these blueberries that required some time, and we will likely have to battle with the squirrels to get to get some, but they needed time. So when in all you're getting, your understanding comes when you are quiet. I know that the goal in creating these videos, for some of us, for many of us, if we're putting them on here at all, is to get the algorithm to make sure that they are delivered to you. It is to build viewership, um, to build residual income, all of those things. Uh, but I don't want to talk just to talk. I don't want to be a talker. And even as I was not going to post this week, I was sitting there being quiet because a lot of the things that I've been gathering, just in the same way that all these plants are gathering water and nutrition and sunlight and grounding and care and the insects and the wind, uh, those things need time to be alchemized. They need time to be absorbed. They need time to produce what you're looking for and even above and beyond what you could ever have think of expect. So, if nothing else, I hope you think on my tomatoes and my herbs and my figs, my pears is magnificent. The berries, and give yourself the same space. You cannot rush your own garden. You cannot rush your own production. There have to be times where the earth rests. There have to be times where you are receiving. Uh, there have to be times where you are receiving. I'll say it one more time. There have to be times where you are receiving. And your receiving isn't so that you can make more to give out. Your receiving is so that you can flow for you, so that you can fulfill your purpose. But sometimes you just got to shut up and let it happen. So in your quiet is not inactive. It is very active. It is revelatory. It is reflective. That's what I got. This is the Reverend Nicole Cole, Mwalini Yogi, Sister Mama Audience, and peace.